This is my 2022 Jeep Gladiator Rubicon with the diesel. I have approximately 4,500 miles on her already. And I've owned her for about a month and a half now. Coming up on 2 months. So I just want to do a quick rig walk around and update. So obviously more mods to do. But obviously we have a problem with the supply chain and everything's on back order. So this is kind of the setup as it sits in order for me to go and do off-road overlanding stuff. So let's start at the front. At the front we have the factory Mopar metal bumper. Well, it was the Mopar bumper is an add-on when you build the car. The side pieces of the bumper remove to give you more approach angle on the tires. But anyway, we added a Smitty built 12K winch, waterproof. This is the Gen 3. It has an LED light on it that you wire into the running lights. Going down, we have a Factor 55 FAIRLEAD and Ultra Hook. Now, what's cool about I have an install video on the Smitty built winch install. It has an ATP winch plate that this mounts to. ATP also made the bull bar, which is basically an imitation of the Mopar one, but it doesn't use that third bolt hole. So it's just 2 bolts. Now, what's cool about the Smitty built winch is when you retract it out all the way, you get to the rope turns red. So it has synthetic rope, but when you're on the last reel, it turns red, so you know to stop pulling out winch line. I did order mine with the LED package, so I do have LED tail lights and headlights and fog lights. We have BAJA Designs Squadron Sports down here, and as the dish lights in yellow. I'm a huge fan of the yellow. Not only does it look cool, but it helps in the low light conditions and rain and fog. Moving on back. If you want to follow me on Instagram. Moving on back, we have a GMRS antenna for the radio and how I talk to my friends on the trail. This is the Ghost one. I'll put links in the description to everything I purchased. We have factory sliders, Rubicon rock rails, which you'll hit the frame more or less before you hit these rock rails. But I do want to upgrade these to the ATP ones that have the kick out. Not only can you stand on them, it has a bigger kick out here for the kids to get in. And then you can stand on it in order to help put the rooftop tent away. Moving on back, obviously we have the ALU-CAB topper. And as you can see, we already have a little bit of pinstriping on it. But that's okay. If I were to buy it again, I like how it looks, but if I were to buy it again, I would get the diamond plating because that will kind of eliminate the pinstripe that you're ultimately going to get. What Jeep also did, which was nice on these Gladiators, is you also have a metal rear bumper and metal protection right here because you do come down on that a lot. We have an ARB awning, and then we have the Alpha rooftop tent, and this is the bigger one, the three or 4 person one, if you consider 3 people comfortably. Me, the wife, and the kids, no problem. And these only open up on the passenger side. Now, with all the weight in the back here, we had to do a little bit of suspension modifications because I do want to get the AEV 2.5 inch, 3 inch lift kit. But I do have the Ranchero rear coils, springs. I do have the Ranchero rear springs on this. And I do have the HELLWIG rear sway bar. I do have an install video, I believe, on that. And in the front, we just have the Teraflex front. This wind is crazy, but we have rain coming tomorrow, so I wanted to do it today. In the front, we do have the Teraflex front spacer kit, which levels it out. But it does ride. It does need shocks. It does need the right suspension kit, because while it does fix any rubbing or it does fix the weight issue, the Rubicon suspension is made for rock crawling. It is super, super soft. You add all the weight on it and you are just, the front, I do bottom out if I hit something hard enough, and it's just super soft. The HELLWIG rear sway bar made a huge difference in the side to side tilt, which was annoying when off-roading. But the Rubicon model does have a front locker, a rear locker, and the electronic front sway bar disconnect from the factory. It also has off-road plus mode that basically turns it into a rocket when you put it in four-wheel drive. Put it in four-wheel drive high, press the off-road plus mode, and it tunes the transmission, the motor, and the throttle response to be basically become like a sand runner. Like, it's really fun. Anyway, moving on to the back here. We do have BAJA Design Sport rear lights. We do have a trailer hitch skid, which is nice because that's what you come down on instead of tearing up the bottom of your hitch mount or trailer hitch. You have a skid, which helps out. I did see a company that made a hook that was a lot smaller than this that I liked, so I'm going to be eyeing that later on. Come around to the side, nothing new. We do have a WEBOOST antenna, which rises straight up like that when I'm on the trail. And we do have a radio antenna, like a stubby, just to help out. With the radio. I did have an option for the front trail cam, which works perfect with the low bar right there, because I do want some bar protection right there. So coming back around to the back here, on this side I have all my recovery equipment. All three doors have lights. So on this side, chainsaw. This is the bigger DeWalt cordless chainsaw. And then we have our kinetic rope for pulling people out. And then basically my recovery gear. I have the Jeep repair kit. I have tire repair. I have a tire jack, cordless impact, rope, snatch blocks, tree savers, jack base, just basic recovery stuff. I do have my machete here, and this is ALU-CAB, but it is an added option. It's called a cup board, and this is called the recovery cup board because it has a recovery board on here. And then I do have this is called the ammo slide tray. So if you have FRONTRUNNER boxes, you can they slide back and forth on this, and it brings them up. So it basically utilizes space up here instead of trying to lean forward and grab stuff. I love it. Perfect. Anyway, that's this side. So if I come around over here, let me zoom back out. This is the back side. So we do have carpet liner. This is the first time I've used a carpet liner on a pickup truck I've had, and I love it. I will never go back to the bed liner. Carpet liner is the way to go. This is called bed rug. I do have my Dead Man off-road recovery thing. Fire extinguisher, first aid, toiletries, paper towels. I have an ARB dual compressor. I'll show you that on the other side. I did opt when I built the car for the power inverter, which I use. You'll see that on the other side. I'm still working it out. I need to get a roof rack for the front to put the traction boards and the shovel, and basically I can stack in here the remaining stuff. I have tools down under there. I have the fridge. This is an IceCo. I believe it's the 60 VL Pro, and both sides come up, but it's on a slide. I love it. So coming over on this side, this is the electric side, power station. Damn, I left this thing on. So this side, I easily access more of this stuff. This button right here turns on the ARB dual compressor. I do have all the air up and air down stuff hanging right here. The jackery, this is a 300. Realistically, you need a 500 or 1,000 to kind of make this work. This will power the refrigerator for the weekend while the car is running. But basically, the jackery plugs into the inverter. So the inverter charges the jackery while you're driving, and then the fridge plugs into here, and the fridge powers off that. And then I'll plug in, you know, walkie-talkies, headlights stuff. I got a Norco jumper pack, heater pack, just anything electrical wise that needs to be charged while I'm driving. I normally have a fan for the tent that I have in here charging. I have more access room up here, and then these just slide back and forth, and then I have room under here. Yeah, so that is the back end of that. The tent folds out this way, and it does clear that, but basically the tent folds out and creates a little shelter under here. And I do have the awning, not the awning, but the annex for the tent. I do have that. Keep your Jeep badge of honor trails up there. What's nice about the ALU-CAB is it only weighs 120 pounds without the accessories. But it is sealed, watertight. Coming around to the back, I do have the Blue Ridge Overland gear. Attic, put pillows, towels, coats. I got 2 youngins, so obviously 2 seat protectors. Trash goes in here, like car trash, keep it clean. This side I have kids charge cards, throw up bags. If you get the inverter, you do have an inverter down here. Power, windows, dog leash. Come to the front, I do have the accessory here. I have the Midlands radio. Everything's handheld, but the actual radio is mounted up behind here. Let me show you the other side. We're almost done. So the other side, driver's side, I have my recovery gloves, and this I'm proud of. So this is off. Okay, so this mount on the vent is OFFROAM, and this is secure as hell. I'm not worried about that damaging anything. OFFROAM did an awesome job with the way that mounts to the vent. I did run a wire right here for the Pro Clip. This is a Pro Clip phone charger. I put my phone in here on this side. This I had originally wired to the center console. I wired it down under to the center console for the CarPlay, but I just don't like CarPlay. I like having the phone its own separate thing, so I could just, you know, stream YouTube, podcasts, whatever, while I'm driving, and have the radio just be its own thing. I don't like them linked together. I just like Bluetoothing to the radio. So I did wire this directly to a USB outlet, so it still charges. And this right here is the inside antenna for the WEBOOST. So when you have the external antenna and the inside antenna, this is what you have to have right on your phone for the WEBOOST to work correctly. Coming inside, I have this is the RAM mount base for the top, and I put my Garmin InReach Mini right here, and then I have my Apple tablet here for the majority of all my navigation. This does have navigation, but I do use Waze on here, and then I use Gaia GPS on here, and then I do have a dash cam to keep everything recording on a loop at all times when the car is running. And then what else? My Midlands radio. I put in a power outlet right here for, you know, because who uses cigarette plug-in lighters anymore? That's pretty much it, guys. That's just an update of, you know, stuff I have done. So the factory, I did order mine Jeep with the factory aux switches. This turns on the front yellow lights on the bumper. This turns on the rear trail dust lights on the back. This turns on the actual WEBOOST power supply for the WEBOOST antenna when I have that up and using that. And that turns on the ditch lights, which I have up here. Basically, that's it for now. I absolutely love the Jeep. It's been awesome so far. I have some ideas for, you know, some more modifications to make it more functional, but this, compared to my Tundra I had before, I just love this thing. I miss the room of the Tundra, don't get me wrong. The Tundra had a lot more room, and the way it was built with that suspension, like, it was just great off-road. Like, I really miss how that rode off-road. This thing, the suspension is way too soft and needs to be firmed up for what I do. If this was just strictly a rock crawling thing, if I went to the, you know, climb around the rocks on the weekends, the suspension would be perfect for it. But loading it down with all the weight for what I do, overlanding, it does need a more heavy-duty suspension, firmer suspension, to make it more enjoyable. I do have my max height with the antenna, quick cheat sheet on how to turn on the rear locker while I'm for high, and then my auxiliary switch, what they do, just in case someone else is driving or I have a brain fart. But that's it, pretty much.